Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvinavaditamastu ma Vidvishavahe Om Shanti 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 Samastajana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Chapter 12, Gunas. How to understand difference between Vasanas and Gunas, as they both focus on tendencies of the mind. Vasanas are impressions formed based upon the Gunas. Everybody in the world sees the same world, but takes different impressions. If you are going to a garden, for example, with your spouse and a child, you may probably, according to your vasana, see beautiful flowers like this behind. Poinsettias. So you may see the flowers, and your husband may see the mountains as more impressive than the flowers. Your child will be looking for a fruit. Now, the place is being the same according to one's own mindset, so will be the perception. A person who had been listening, a set of people who have been listening to Gurudev, one would take the spiritual message back home. Another one will take the jokes. Third one will take the English language, how Gurudev spoke. So, three different people taking three different impressions based upon what is the top guna that was present at them at that point of time. So, one is Satvik, will take the spiritual message. One is Rajasic, will take the jokes and the language. And the third one actually says the hall was so comfortable to sleep. That place Swamiji gave no lecture, I enjoyed so much. Oh, very nice chair, and I slept very well. So, would you like to go to the lecture tomorrow? Of course, yeah, we'll go. Why? I can sleep well. So, Rajasic person will take language or the jokes, anecdotes. A Sattvic person will take, what is that Swamiji sent as a message? What is the knowledge that he conveyed? How is it helpful to me? How can I grow? See, so gunas influence the experience, which become your impressions. Okay, this part is understood. Now, Bhagavan Krishna says in Gita to Arjun, fight you must. But when Arjuna came to the battlefield, he wanted to fight for revenge, Rajas. But Krishna said, fight for your purity of mind, Sattva. While in the same battlefield, there are Kauravas who are so desiring to kill and take your blood. Tamas. So he said that, Arjun, you have come to misunderstand the purpose of the war as merely to get back your kingdom, kill the Kauravas, and that is the reason why you got confused. How do I kill my own gurus? Guru na hatva hi mahanubhavan shreyo bhoktum bhaikshamabi kuloke. How do I kill my own gurus and then in their blood take things? You're looking only the war as the blood bath. But as I say, it's a path for dharma. So I consider this very war itself is a sadhana. You practice the karma yoga here. Do with detachment, do it as a swadharma, do it to become pure in your mind by offering what you do to God without taking any result to yourself. Right? So every such impressions, like Arjuna had the vasana of being a Kshatriya. Being Kshatriya vasana was there, that's why he was born in that. But then that Kshatriya vasana should express itself in a sattvic way. Rajasic way, it will only amount to more problems. So vasanas are already there in our personality. How do we express it depends upon knowledge and guidance. Clear? So, while we are taking the impressions also, if we take it sattvic way, while expressing them, we will be able to do it in a sattvic way. While taking the impressions, if we are doing a rajasic way, predominantly it will be rajasic, but you can convert that into sattva. That's what the knowledge does. Okay? So that is how the connection between vasana and guna. Clear? Pure consciousness reflects in the mind and intellect. How does the ego essence of individuality come into being? Now you see, what is ego or sense of individuality? When do I say I am this individual? When I identify with something, that is where the individuality comes. For example, if I am playing for a cricket player, I'm playing for a particular country or a team, this is my team. When I have that notion, this is my team, and the notion comes, it is ego. Nothing wrong in that, because unless you identify with something, you will not do anything. When you're working for a company or a product which you're going to sell, that identity should be there. This is my product. Sense of identity should be there. So ego or self-identity is there. It is supported by consciousness. So consciousness, reflection of consciousness is what happens in the buddhi. The ego happens in the mind. So I do not understand the connection between what you are asking. Without the reflection of consciousness, there cannot be a sense of individuality in the form of a thought. This is so, this I am so and so. Those things cannot happen. Because it is the reflection of consciousness that gives life to buddhi, and through the buddhi to the mind, through the mind to the senses, through the senses to the body, and to the world. It is like the fire that is lit up in the gas stove. It heats up the pot and then the water and then the rice. Directly, you cannot put the rice and right in the fire. Okay, so why do we go via media? Directly go. You cannot cook anything; it will not be burnt. In the same way, the reflection of consciousness that takes place in the buddhi, that itself is the support for all the thoughts in the mind, and through the mind, the prana, the senses to body to become an individual. So in all other aspects, starting from buddhi onwards, the ego sense prevails. I am the buddhi, I am the mind, I am the prana, I am the senses, I am the body, etc. And then extends further outside. This is my house, this is my wife, this is my children, this is my car. All those things also further extends. So the original source is the reflection of consciousness. And based upon the knowledge that is there in the buddhi, whether the person's self individuality or sense of ego is high, strong, or less. When the knowledge takes place, the sense of individuality would become reduced, knowing that all these equipments are Bhagavan's only. And he's making this whole equipment of body, mind, intellect available for me to do seva for him. Then the individuality goes away, selflessness goes away, and he does engage in doing the best he can or she can in the form of an offering to God. Then the ego won't be there. All right? Vedanta's standpoint is there is only one reality. Ekameva advitiyam Brahma. And why it is that there is a lot of emphasis on this non-dual self? Logic behind that is dvitiyat bhayam bhavati. If there is a duality, there is fear. Anything that is other than me potentially cause me danger or compete with me, supersede me, control me, restrict me, avoid freedom. Isn't it? Anything that is there other than me can be conditioning factor. So Vedanta says, unless you accept the non-dual one, you can never be liberated. Even if you say I'm liberated until when? Okay, let me put it this way. When you go to the state of sleep, you feel relieved, released, or conditioned. Every one of us, we would look forward to go to sleep, even in the classroom. Why? Because, and that is the time when we have lost our sense of being a part of a whole creation. At that point, we are all by ourselves. Nobody else is there. Correct? Nothing else is there. Except me, there is nothing else. Even if I want, I cannot get into your head with your sleeping. So nobody allows anybody while sleeping. Cannot. And that is what we call it as rest, shanti, whatever. So what Vedanta says, Upanishad says, dvitiyat bhayam. Etasmin utaramantaram kurude atatasya bhayam bhavati. Even a little difference you make between you and the reality, there is fear. So today we were doing Panchadashi, chapter 6, Chitra Deepa. So in that, there is a discussion. The Sankhyans, a philosophy of Sankhya, believes in their idea of the world is there are only two things called matter and spirit. It's called Purusha and Pradhan. Pradhan is Prakriti or the matter, and Purusha is the individual self. And this individual self and the matter together constitute the world. We are all individual matter, individual selves, individual beings, individual conscious beings, and the Prakriti is the matter. So this Pradhana and Purusha together make the world. And their understanding of liberation is the Purusha becoming detached from the Prakriti is called Mukti. Okay? Purusha becoming independent, Purusha becoming detached from Prakriti is called Mukti, according to Sankhya. So Vedanta says, so long as you have three things in this context, you will never be free. Vidyaranya, the author of Panchadashi, puts this point very, very clearly. First one is, manyness of jiva is not acceptable. Manyness of the jiva. That means I am a jiva and you are a jiva and another person another jiva. That is not acceptable. If that is the case, we always have other person to condition us. I can be good in one thing, but you can be better than me. And I'm always afraid of you. I cannot be free. So it's the first one. Second is Jagat Satyam. The world is true, real, everlasting. That will cause problem. Because the matter can condition me. Third, Ishvaraha Anyaha. Me and God are two different things. This can cause problem. Anyway, I'm not going to all those details here. That's an elaborate subject matter to deal with. The concept of Maya is brought in to explain present experience of all of us. While we are considering the world as real, we are considering we ourselves as the created beings. We consider ourselves having this physical body, mind, etc., which is what we are presently identified with. So long as these are all considered as real, we need to know the cause. And it is caused by the power of God, which is known as Maya. Because without cause, there cannot be any effect. Scientific theory is what? Everything that is there in the world must have been caused by something before it, either in time or as another object, another thing. So, deshena, kalena, vastuna, anyaha, asti. As an object, as a time before, as an in terms of space, there should have been something else from which alone this present one would have come. In other words, as Gurudev would put it, effect is that which comes after the cause. So cause should have been there before for the effect to come later. Cause should have all the characteristics of the effect for the effect to express that. Cause should have been subtler than the effect, for effect is gross manifestation of the cause. So, what is the cause of the world? So all religions accept God. except few of them which have their own theories. See, Ishvaraha is the cause of the world. How did he create? He have a power to create it. That power of creation is called Maya. Now, question is, if world is real, Ishvara, God is real, and his creation is real, his power is real. Now, Vedanta says that so long as the world is real, you can never be free. Now, let me give an example. You just woke up from a dream and realize that that was a dream. Are you relieved of all the problems associated with the dream or not? You had a very sickly body, very scolding wife, very annoying children in the dream. You woke up. Thank God. I am escaped from at least few of them, if not all of them. Now, you don't look forward to you look again, looking for what happened to my scolding wife. Is not seen anymore. Because she belongs to the dream state. She is not there with you right now. What happened to those annoying, useless children of mine? What happened to them? You don't have that question because it's understood to be a dream. All right. Now, so long as there is reality associated with the world, you may escape from a problem today from one situation, but you will be jumping into another situation. Therefore, there is a need to prove the illusion of the world. For keeping moksha as or liberation as the goal, one has to find out which way I will be able to get liberated from what. And the only way I find myself liberated from the world is to know three things. To begin with, temporariness of the world. That nothing remains forever, everything keeps changing. And the second step to that is not the temporariness. This temporary world is also caused by something permanent. And the third step is permanent alone is appearing as the temporary things. Three things. Temporariness of everything. This temporariness of things are caused by something permanent. And that permanent alone is appearing as temporary, not really there. Now, let me give an example. I'm extending the example. When you are dreaming, lying down on your comfortable bed, you are dreaming that you are being chased by a tiger. Now, who is true in this? The one who is being chased by the tiger is the true person, or the one who is soundly, quietly, comfortably lying down on the bed? Which is true? Or who is true? How do you come to the understanding which is true? Because ultimately, who remains is the truth. What is truth? That which doesn't change. Correct? Now, the dream ends, but you are not ended. You're waking up from a slumber. When you wake up, you realize what I had was temporary. Though it was looking real and experienced by me, but it's temporary. So who is real? The lying down person comfortably is real. And what has been experienced as a dreamer was unreal. How did you realize? Because of the temporariness. Think. So too in our daily problems, there are many experiences we do get some joy, some sorrow, etc. When we realize these are temporary, and temporariness of these things can be known only when your focus is on the permanent. This is what Vedanta again points out. Go to your permanent self. Then only you can recognize the temporariness of everything. And that is Maya. So Maya's primary nature is temporariness, anityatvam. Right? This anityatva Maya, anitya Maya, cannot operate on their own. Because anything temporary must have a basis, a substratum, a support of something nityam, something permanent. A movie cannot be played if there is no steady canvas or a screen. So true. So too, if the temporary nature of this Maya had to function, there must be a permanent substratum. And that is Ishwar, God. And that's a connection between Ishwar and Maya. Under the substratum of the Ishvara alone, Maya, the temporary illusion, can take place. All right. Now going on step further, that Maya, which is temporary illusion taking place on the substratum of the Ishvara, since it is very temporary, where does it start and where does it end? It begins in him and ends in him only. Correct? It's not that temporary Maya, having been created, goes away from him. It is not possible. So on him alone it is taking place. So now if you understand, by under this, in the substratum of Ishvara alone, Maya is dancing and playing about as illusory, temporary appearance, then we'll realize it actually is none other than Ishvara himself assuming that form. Just like I am talking to you. Can without me, the talk will happen? It is my expression of speech, right? To who, what is speech? My own expression. And to whom it will go? It will go back to me only when I stop. Where it will start from? Me alone it will start. So who is here? Me. Similarly, Ishvara alone is, when he is appearing as the world, is Maya, illusion. And when he decides to disappear or withdraw, he goes back to himself. When he's no more expressing, is Brahman. When he expresses, is Ishwar. With the power called Maya, what he creates is Jagat. This is the connection. Brahman, when he doesn't express, when he expresses, his power is Ishwar. What he expresses is Maya, and how he expresses is Jagat, world. If you understand this line of thought, what is there? Brahma eva satyam tat vyadiriktam sarvam anityam brahmanaha anyaha na kinchit asti. Meaning, other than Brahman, nothing else remains permanent. He alone, he alone, and he is one without a second. This is Vedanta. So if we understand this line of thought, then we know what is Maya, illusion. Whose illusion? Ishwar's illusion. And this illusion is temporary. It is nothing but an effect dancing on the substratum of Ishvara. And it is none other than Ishvara's power expressed. That is why Bhagavan says, those who surrender to me alone can overcome this. No other way possible. Mama Maya Duratyaya Mameva ye prapatyante Maya metam tarantite. My Maya is very powerful. You cannot overcome this until you surrender. It will not be possible for you to cross over this. Now, when you read now this chapter Maya, then it will become easy. The point is that so long as it helps you in progressing further and becoming free, there's nothing in using any of those things that are there of the world. But if it starts restricting you, making you addicted, making you more conditioned, then you have to rethink about how to treat that. Chai is not a problem, but chai should not be an addiction. Oh, without chai I cannot live. Then there is a problem. So do not say that now I want to be Vasana free. There were no chai. Chai has not a problem. Your addiction to the chai is the problem. Make sure that you are not addicted to that. Addicted means you are not depending on it for your joy. I can be joyful, but I can have chai also and be joyful. So if there is no chai, there is no joy, if you say, then there is an issue there. So long as this physical body is there, there are certain preferences, certain things that it may choose, and then it is suitable to the body also, then there is no issue. As I said, be careful, because if you get attached to it and you cannot live without it, then that is the mindless, unintelligent possessiveness. That will become a problem. So as and when possible, or every possible action, convert that into sattvic. For sattva means more as a dedication to God, and also make it maximum beneficial to maximum number of people. Today in one of the 11th grade class, I was there, and then one person asked this question: if money earning is a greed, we should stop? I said, no, earn money, give to more people. So then it's not greed, right? When you possess and own and not give it to anybody, then it becomes a greed. When you take it and give it to people, when you earn and you can help more people, then you are doing Bhagavan's job only. What is Bhagavan doing? He is helping everybody to become better. So you are doing, you are supporting him. Nothing wrong. As much as you can earn, but instead of owning and possessing yourself, make sure that that money reaches the people who need it. Then you are doing Ishvara's work only. Right? All right. So what it means is surrender here to be understood as until you realize that other than me, there is nothing else, the surrender doesn't happen. The surrender really means knowing and realizing that other than Brahman, there is nothing else is there. I am only expressing as Maya. Therefore, have a devout, worshipful, loving, reverential attitude towards my expression called world. So भक्त है जो है उसको उसका दृष्टि क्या है, उससे उसका दृष्टि ऐसा है कि ये सब भगवान ही है, आराधनीय है, ऐसा समझ के सब करना, सब काम करना, वही मेरा आराधना होगा, वही सरेंडर होगा.
एक्चुअली जो हम रह रहे हैं यहाँ संसार में, तो हम तो सरेंडर करके ही रह रहे हैं ना.
No, you are not. I mean, are you saying that whatever I am doing is Bhagavan's work, whatever I am seeing is Bhagavan only? If that is the case, then there is not a problem.
So I am considering whatever I am doing, that is Bhagavan, as per the Bhagavan wishes.
No, but our attitude should be, whatever I am doing, I am for him only I am doing, because he alone is. That oneness, that one without a second, if it is there in the mind, that is surrender. Not that you have to go and salute, go and fall at somebody's feet. That's not the point here. Surrender should not be a physical act. It is a mind which has gained that maturity. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayaha, sarve भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ।